guys, hope you're doing well tonight. You know, being raised in the South, I can remember many times hearing my granny say, sometimes the land is just bad. Sometimes there is just so much blood that gets soaked into the ground that it just sours. And I am starting to believe that area up there in East Tennessee, Kingsport, Hawkins County, Rogersville, that land is just bad because we are about to pay tribute to another child ghost. Because in true crime, victims deserve to be remembered. Nobody is ever forgotten. And they deserve to be acknowledged and say, hey, we remember you. You didn't die in vain. And this is your story. And luckily, this story was written by one reporter, primarily, in the Kingsport Times. From the time the little girl come up missing, all the way through the abductor's trial. So it was pretty much just one narrative to follow. I didn't have to really dig for the story. I didn't have to sort out 5 or 6 different narratives. It was just pretty much there. So this morning we are going to pay tribute to Betty Jean Necessary, and she was abducted on February the 26th, 1970. Betty Jean was walking home from school that afternoon with a couple of friends. She normally walked home with her 14-year-old sister, but her family was all down with the flu. So that particular day was different. She was walking with friends instead of with her family. She was wearing a flowered shirt, bell-bottom pants, and a brown coat. It was still cool outside. It was February. She stopped off to see a family neighbor that had a newborn baby. And after she left there, she spoke with a friend, and she had a wooded area to go through before she could get home. And she hated that wooded area for some reason. And she asked her friend to walk with her through the wooded area, and they didn't go. But she continued on. At 3:40, she was seen 200 to 300 yards from her own front door by a family member. and that was the last time she was seen. When she did not come straight home after school, her mom didn't worry too much. But when she didn't make it home for dinner or at dinner time, her mom started worrying a little bit. And she started calling around to her friends in the neighborhood and to the neighbors. One of the neighbors said that he had seen one of the girls walking back into town. So she thought, well, maybe she walked back into town with the neighbor girl. When 9 o'clock rolled around and she still wasn't home, the mom started panicking. It wasn't like her at all to not just show up. She had never stayed out all night before. Since everybody was down with the flu, she had been kind of stepping up her role and helping cook dinner and all that stuff. And it just wasn't in her nature to wander off or run away. So anyway, at 9 o'clock, her mom called the police. Once they arrived, they started searching. And they started searching inside that wooded area. And the search lasted until 3 a.m. They found nothing. They even searched with search dogs. The search dogs' names was Satan and Apache. But the dogs were just unsuccessful finding anything. At 3 a.m., they called the search off. They started the search again the next morning around noon. About 1 p.m., a neighbor found her school books strewn down a gully and along a wooded slope. The son of the neighbor stated that there was a path from the gully that went down the other side of the wooded area. And he said that no way would she have went down that path willingly or alone, because she was so afraid of those woods and being by herself in those woods, period. That was one of the friends that she had always spoke out to about being afraid of those woods. And he was just really adamant that she would not have been out there alone. They searched and they searched and they searched for days with no luck. They extended the search away from her home. And about a week later, one of the searchers, and her brother was part of this search team, they seen a hand sticking up out of the ground. The location, some say was a mile, others say was 3 to 5 miles from Kingsley Road in Kingsport, where she lived. And it was totally inaccessible by vehicle and he would have even had to climb over barbed wire with her. It was essentially a small cave, and she was covered by rocks, leaves, and debris. They found Betty Jean shot 4 to 5 times and essayed. Law enforcement believed that she was still alive when she was buried and left for dead in that cave. Nearby, they found 25-year-old Freddie Bowen, and he was then arrested. At his arraignment, he could not even read and write. A deputy had to read his affidavit to him for him to receive a court-appointed attorney. He was sentenced to death, but his sentencing was overturned later to a 99-year life sentence. He died from cancer in the state penitentiary. Betty Jean is buried there at East Lawn Cemetery. She was only 12 years old. Bowen had a very interesting record, a record that we have all recently heard things of, consisting of burglary, to contributing to the delinquency of minors. His wife, Mrs. Bowen, testified at his trial that her husband stated that he was going to kill someone the day that Betty Jean died. After this video, I will show y'all some pictures of her gravesite and of her. And I hope I have done at least a half-decent job of honoring this little girl. I did not speak too much on Mr. Bowen because this piece was not too much on him. I done this piece to honor the victim and to say, we remember you, we honor you, and we hope that you rest in peace.